Okay, we are live. Good to see everybody. It is Wednesday, February 19th, 2025, 8:02 a.m. Pacific time. It's 11:02 a.m. Eastern time. Hope everybody's having a great week. It is Wednesday, so it is hump day. Hopefully, have a great rest of the week. We have a good one here today. Finally, I have a shipping unit back here. You'll see it in a moment of the EliteBook G1a. So this probably to me is one of the premier business-focused laptops to come out in a very long time. And the reason I say that, the chipset is pretty amazing, performant, and pretty overall good efficiency as well. Now, if you caught my preview video 4 months ago, this was supposed to, I mean, I didn't know when it was exactly going to come out, and apparently it took a little bit of time, but I'm glad we are here and we got it here. So one of the things that this has, of course, is a 2.8K OLED display, but I also have one that's going to get really great battery life, I think, and that's the Full HD Plus model. So we'll have both to compare here. And what it is running is the AMD Ryzen AI 9 Pro 375. Yeah, it's hard to remember that. I always get that a little bit screwed up each time, but I think I got it. Maybe I got it, but who knows? It's got 12 cores, 24 threads, and it's a pretty great processor, I have to admit. This laptop has been simply amazing. I've been biting my tongue this whole time, couldn't talk about it really as far as the performance because I was under embargo, but I've been using this since they sent it to me as a preview. So we have it here. So let's get going here. We'll try to keep it to an hour today. I have both the Full HD Plus and the OLED, which is the 2.8K OLED. So for those wondering, yes, I am a man of my word. I do keep my word, so that is good. Yeah, hopefully we'll get the ZBook Ultra G1a in 5 months later. Yep. Finally, African man, good to see William, a moderator, a good friend. Finally, MacBook Pro for Windows. They did it. They more than did it. We'll get into the numbers. Yeah, good to see you, my friend. Yes, it is about time. Hello to Richie from Germany. Ciao, good to see you, my friend. Ai Hung. And then, of course, AMD nailed it with the chipset. I got to say, very, very impressed. We'll talk. I have some numbers here we can show you. I will have an actual full review comparing the retail unit, right? But I do have both displays here that they're offering, and I got to tell you, if we're going to see good numbers on this, we're going to see even better as far as battery life on that one. That's for sure. But this is a really good laptop. All right, so we have about 85 of you watching. So do me a favor. We're going to get into the specs and the pricing and all that stuff, and obviously we're going to get that one out of the box. And we'll show more of this one, which is the same laptop, just with a different display. But do me a favor. We're making a push for 200,000 subscribers. We're almost at 186,000. We're starting to ramp up. I'd like to get over that 200,000 threshold because it changes things a lot. It helps the channel because, yeah, maybe it's a vanity number. And obviously with YouTube, it doesn't really matter so much as far as the subscribers. It's more watch time and all that stuff. But it does help me get more brand deals. It does help me get more product that they'll send for me to review. And it does help grow the channel. And that's going to be me. That'll enable me to make more content. So do me a favor. If you are maybe a casual watcher or viewer of the channel and you haven't subscribed, why not subscribe? It doesn't cost anything. We also have super chats, super stickers, memberships. There's many ways you can help support the channel. And of course, the biggest way is to just watch, right? All right, so let's bring out the specs here. And what we're looking at here is a pretty darn good laptop. So we have two displays here. I have the one with the 2.8K, obviously, we'll talk about that. I also have the Full HD Plus. I believe it's IPS. It should be matte also, which will be less glare and reflection. And that one, of course, is 1920 by 1200, right? But this one is 120 hertz, the OLED. I don't know what the refresh rate on the other one is. We'll check it out. As far as the CPU, AMD Ryzen AI 9 HX375. It's the Pro version. It's got 12 cores, 24 threads. Radeon 890M graphics have been great, by the way. Now, here's the kicker, folks. Up to 128 gigabytes of RAM, 8533 mega transfers, which is fantastic. So right now, and I'll have a link in the description below, you can actually get it for $2,700, which is on sale, believe it or not. Believe it or not, 128 gigabytes of RAM, they're selling this. I hope it's not a mistake. because having 128 gigabytes is simply amazing for those that need it. Of course, it might be overkill, but again, business focused here, and you might need that extra RAM for what you're doing. 1 terabyte of storage on this unit. We got a 4-cell, look at this pretty big battery here, 74.5 watt hours. And we got Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 5.4. And we have now here's the thing, right? With more performance and a big battery, we have a little bit of weight here, 3.3 pounds. Although I don't mind it, to be honest with you, if we're getting really great port selection, a bigger battery, better performance, better cooling, and all that stuff. Yeah, I'll take it. Great camera here, Poly Studio camera of 5 megapixels. It's really good. We'll talk about that. Audio by Poly Studio, their quad speakers. That's good. We have it in the silver color, obviously, which I like, by the way, shows very little fingerprints, and we'll get into the ports in a moment. So we have a starting price of $21.99, and considering what you're getting here, a premier business-focused laptop, I don't think that's too terrible, folks. You know, it's a business-focused laptop, and keep in mind, HP will get many orders for this in bulk, right? So they'll give discounts and so forth. And I think that is one of the reasons they're going to do it. They're going to get a discount, right? All right, so look at this. This is what interests me. Check this out. I went over to HP's website, and right now they're having a sale, right? You can save $1,500. Yeah, it's still a lot of money. $2,799, $2,800, right? So you're getting this processor. You're getting 128 gigabytes of memory, a terabyte of storage, the OLED display, 2.8K, 120 hertz, and then, of course, you're getting the 890M graphics. This might be the best thin and light laptop out there right now. It probably is one I would choose over many other laptops. If not, this would be the best one. We'll see. Of course, we have a lot of more competition coming out, but this is what I'm looking at. And check this out, 128 gigabytes of memory. Wow. Now, it is expensive, but again, it is a business-focused laptop. So now, HP does a teardown video. We'll get into the insides, the internals, and all that. But that is the specs and the pricing. So, all right, let's talk about, we'll get that one out of the box in a moment. Let's just get an overview of the laptop. And here you can see it here. Great keyboard right off the bat. Excellent key travel, 1.5 millimeters of key travel. Great backlight on it. You're looking at probably one of the best keyboards out there. Let's give it a listen. So for those that are wondering what it sounds like. And I got to tell you, that is a really great keyboard. I've been using it, typing on it. It's really been a pleasure. Now, I would say that this is one of the nicer displays out there. Now, it is a glossy display, 2.8K resolution, 2880 by 1800, and it is 120 hertz refresh rate. It goes back as far as you see here, so it is a clamshell. We'll compare it with the Full HD Plus one, but that is the display. 5 megapixel camera here, so this is also very good. We'll take a look at that as well. There is a physical shutter switch on the top right over here, and I think so far, I mean, I gotta say the camera has been very good. In fact, let's take a look at it right now. Let me load that up. This is the Poly Studio Pro camera. Well, let me get that up and running. Okay, so here it is. And I have to give me a second here as I load it into the dock here with the HDMI. It'll just give me a second. It's black right now, and it should come on right about now. So here we go. So this is the Poly Camera Pro app, and this is included obviously with the laptop. And I think I like what they're doing here. So you got a few things here. You've got different kinds of things you can do with the camera. You can do the loading. It's loading the effects here right now. Some of the effects might take time to load, it says. So let's just wait for a moment while that does that. I didn't know it was going to take that long, but we probably may come back to it if it's going to take this long. What's going on there? But it is a great camera. I will say that. Let me put it back on me while this is loading. Let's close that for a moment. Let's go back to that. It was working great before, so don't get me wrong. So, oh, do I have this? Let me see. Hold on. I don't know. We'll get back to the camera in a moment. Anyway, let's talk some numbers here. All right, so let's get into what I was able to find out with this unit here. So I ran a Geekbench test here, and This was way back when, right? So here's the thing. This was when I originally got it. It's 14,510 multi-core, 2800 single core. I've been getting varying results, but it's more or less in that range. I did it on battery here. You can see that here. And this one I just did right before the stream, 2748, so not a big difference, multi-core, and 13,697 in, I'm sorry, 2748 single core, 13,697 multi-core, and that's on battery. This one is on battery. And then as far as the Cinebench 2024, let me go back over here. I ran this one yesterday, and I actually got anywhere from, so this is 10,051 on the multi-core and 108, but I've gotten as high as, let's go back over here. And now this says 890M graphics, but when this was, before they updated it and so forth, I got some updates. It said it was 880M, but it's really 890M. So 111 single core, 1137, I think was the highest I got multi-core. Excellent, excellent results here. Now, let's take a look at some of the benchmarks here for the 3D Mark scores here. So what we have here, and you can see it here, I made it full screen so you can see it better, 7308 is the Vulcan score on the Wildlife Extreme. And then we got 3953, which is Time Spy. Again, we're seeing better scores on the Intel Arc graphics, but this is very good. Overall package here is very good. And then we saw these numbers earlier. And then let me see here. We have a speedometer 3.0 test here, 27.8. So that is some of the benchmarks here. What do you think about it? I think it's really, really good. Now, let's go back to the camera. Let's see if we got it there. Let me escape there. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, let's get the camera up and running. I may have to restart it. All right, there it is. Okay, so this is the camera here, Poly Studio, 5 megapixel. And I'll show you an example again in the full review coming up, but this is what it looks like. Okay, so really, really good. I think this is really, really nice. Now, there are some watermark features here, meet and greet. So this would be like some of the different settings here. That's meet and greet. This is with the watermark. That's with the Poly Studio. This is the meet and greet. This is the blank. This is off camera. This is front and center. So it uses the, I guess it's using AI or something to do the audio, the auto framing and all that stuff. And then this is the Anywhere Studio, so you can change the background. A lot of stuff here. Pretty good app, I should say. It's pretty good. I kind of like it. All right. Now, let's also put it back on the blank here. So this is it. Now, 5 megapixel camera, so very good for your conferencing needs. Now, there is some other stuff here. This is the AI companion, and this is an HP thing that they're doing here. And this is going to use AI to help aggregate your documents, get your schedule together to do to-do lists and so forth, or do a search, right? So I'm going to say, who is YouTuber Andrew Mark David? For myself, let's see what, I don't even know what it's going to come up with. And this is going to use the AI, right? So Andrew Mark David is a Canadian YouTuber. Nope. So let's change this. This is wrong. I'm not Canadian. So let's go here. It's in beta, by the way. Let's call this a tech reviewer. Let's see if maybe make it a little bit more specific. I'm not going to say laptop. Let's see what happens there. They don't know who I am. So let's go laptop reviewer. So who is laptop viewer Andrew Mark David? It was working better before. But again, all beta. Is not a prominently recognized laptop reviewer. Okay. So before, I guess I'm not. So maybe I'm thinking too much of myself here. But before it found me. Again, it's in beta stuff. I'm going to say, who is Donald Trump? Just, that's a softball question here, but let's see. And now it's thinking, it's typing. I don't know which AI model they're using. I don't know if it's ChatGPT, but ChatGPT, and we can see the difference. And here it knows who Donald Trump is. It should know who I am because earlier it did. Let's see. Let's try it again. Let's see who is Andrew David laptop reviewer. Maybe I need a question mark. Who knows? Again, I don't know which model they're using. I don't know which service they're using. See, it doesn't know me. To find available laptop reviews, yeah. So, you know, and now the funny thing is, if I use ChatGPT, it would know exactly who I am. So it's still in beta. There needs some work on this, but, you know, it is there. Hopefully they'll improve it over time. All right. Okay. Thanks for your answer, Andrew. Okay. Which AI? I don't know. I'm not a fan of HP. Had some issues with HP. I've had pretty good success with HP. Really, you think this is a conception issue? I don't know what you're talking about. What was the SSD speeds? Oh, that's a good thing. Did I run it on this? I don't know if I did. In fact, we can probably run it right now. Let me go to Crystal Disk Mark. And let me download that real quick. And we'll get, I want to see the full HD display. It may take, we have to probably, I hope they preloaded it and everything or set it up in advance. If not, we're going to have to go through the whole process. We're going to get that out in a moment. So let me get this up and running and then we'll get that out of the box. I want to see the difference between the full HD display and the OLED. All right, so we're going to run this. This is a 1 terabyte drive. Let me extract this. Hold on. Okay, probably should do it on that one, but we'll see. Now it's giving me trouble. All right, let's restart this, and then I will come back to this. All right, so let's bring out this instead of wasting our time here. Let me put that over there. All right, so here we have the one they sent over. This is going to be a retail unit. Obviously, you can get both. I have I have a link that leads to HP's website in the description below. You can check it out. All right, so without further ado, let's get this version, the Full HD Plus, out of the box. I can rip it up if I can get this open here. Maybe the knife is getting dull. I don't know. All right, let me put this to the side before I cut myself. So this is going to be retail packaging, right? So that is good to see. And then let's see what we have here. Okay, let's get this. This is the charger. All right, so we got this. We have some documentation. We got the unit. Okay, there we go. Okay, so some documentation here. Let's see what we get. A little bit all over the place today, but that's all right. So here it is, setup instructions, you know, the drill with this stuff. I don't really care, to be honest, but some of you might, I don't know. Let's put that to the side. We get a power charger here. Now, it's gonna need some juice, I guess. Let's see what we got here. This is gonna be 100 watts, so I like that. So this is a pretty, you know, juicy, gives you juice, right? So 100 watt power charger, USB Type-C, get the power cord. We'll get a measurement of the weight and we'll get all that done. And then of course we have the unit itself. And here it is. Okay, so that is the unit. And I don't know if it's going to be the same weight. Again, it has a little bit of heft on it. So you definitely can feel that. All right, so this is the bottom of the unit. And here you can see from here, it's a little bit thick, right? But again, I don't mind having the extra thickness if it means I'm going to have great battery life and a bigger battery in there. All right, so let's do the you-know-what. Let's see if we can get it started here. We can. There we go. So I have no way to differentiate it. And right off the bat, you can see this is a matte display. So I think, and call me crazy, I prefer the matte display because you're going to have less glare and less reflection. You can see here, this is a much glossier display, right, on the 2.8K. So you can see my studio, I have a lot of studio lights, but this really shows you how much more glossy this is. And for work purposes, I definitely prefer this. And this is going to give you better battery life as well. But I'm glad I have both here. Identical bodies here. Again, the left was a prototype, so just keep that in mind. But you'll be able to get this, obviously, in these two different versions here. So that's pretty good. Let me know what you think about it, of course. I'm going to get to the comments and questions. I don't want to miss anything, but just trying to get through this. All right, so the Dell Pro Premium we'll get to in a moment. I have it here. We can probably bring it out, but I will say that we're going to have to go through the setup on this. But again, like I said, this is not a touch screen, so you will have to use the mouse here. And by the way, glass haptic, not haptic, by the way, it is just a glass touchpad, and you can see them here. Now, it looks a little different. The shade of the retail unit, the one on the right, is a little lighter than this one, right? I think that's a little different. So that's one change that might have taken effect here. Again, this was a prototype, so just keep that in mind. This is OLED. This is not OLED. So just keep that in mind. But I like that we are, and I'll have to put it on me as I connect to my network here. I like that we have the choice here, right? Because if you want better battery life, if you want all that stuff, you're going to get it out of the full HD, whereas this one, you're going to get better color accuracy, more coverage of the color gamut and all that stuff. And I can show you the numbers. They're very good on that as well. You're looking at 400 nits of brightness over on the OLED, and I think with HDR, it peaks as 550 to 600, somewhere in that range. This one, I don't know. We're going to have to look at it. But full HD plus, 1920 by 1080. So this is looking for updates and so forth. So we'll have to probably use this one for a while. And then again, I wanted to see the difference between OLED, which is the glossy, and the non-glossy full HD plus. And I got to say, this looks really good. And this is pretty bright as well. So that is pretty good. The retail unit appears to have less screen wobble. Yeah, keep in mind, this is a prototype. And I can see that the shade of the metal is different on this one and this one. This is the retail. This is the prototype. So just keep that in mind. You know, whatever you see on this one, just take it with sort of a grain of salt. I've been using it quite a bit. It's great. But this will be a more polished product. And the one you'll buy is probably good. Okay, so Thomas is talking about, I think, an iPhone. I don't know if I have time for that right now, but it's really off topic. So let's keep it on point, people. Do me a favor. 100 watts is good for 2025. So 100-watt charger I like because it's going to supply enough juice for this kind of processor. I'm going to skip this for now. All right, so far so good. We have total, I guess, 117 watching. I'm streaming on multiple platforms here. I'm on YouTube. I'm on X, formerly known as Twitter. So that is that. And setting this up. Pretty good. I got to tell you, the camera is good. We'll get I think I gave you didn't I give you an example of the sound? We can probably take a look at that as well, as we're almost 25 minutes already into this. Can you believe that? So this is going to check for updates. We could probably put this in the background and continue on with this. So again, no glare, no reflection on that one. So that's going to do the updates. Now, this does have Windows Hello, and it does have a couple of ways. So the fingerprint scanner, which is the power button right there, has a fingerprint scanner embedded in it. And you also have the 5-megapixel IR webcam. And those are the two ways to log in with Windows Hello. So I showed you some of the numbers, some very impressive numbers. Now, I still have to run some other benchmarks. One of the things I wanted to see is how video editing is going to do on this. So I'm going to run the Fusion Bench DaVinci Resolve benchmark, and I'm expecting pretty good results out of the Radeon 890M graphics. And remember, as you can see, and I'll pull it up here, the graphics are very good here. So what does that mean? So Photoshop, Lightroom, stuff like that, you're going to be fine. Even some light gaming you can definitely do on this. It's pretty impressive, actually, the 890M. I'll put myself down there. So what we're looking at here, and let me make this full screen, is this. Okay, so here we have the Wildlife Extreme, again, the 890M. We have Fire Strike here, which is 8114, okay? And then we have, yeah, that's more full screen there. And then obviously, oh, so I did the Time Spy stress test. So 97% is passing. So this is basically passing, right? So 96.7. So for all intents and purposes, this passed. So really no thermal throttling. This was the speedometer test that I did. And these are the graphics on the OpenCL score. This is an impressive number, by the way, for this score. Really good. 41,587 is really good for integrated solution. These are some more of the tests that I did. Let me show you the thermals on this. All right, so I was able to, and I'll show this more in depth in the video, obviously. But here you can see I'm running Cinebench 2024, putting this under maximum load. And you can see it doesn't get overly hot, right? And where you place your fingers on the keyboard, it's not overly hot. And then, of course, on the underside here, as that loads in, it's on Google Photos, so that's why it's taking a little bit of time. And I'm also running in there. But you can see this is not very hot. Now, you see where the vents are? That's where it's going to be the warmest, right? But really, where you place it on your lap, it's not very bad at all. And then highest I was able to register, 43, 44 decibels under maximum load. So not too shabby when it comes to the thermals here. It stays pretty quiet. It is pretty cool, Richie. Mine has been delivered. The first device is delivered to Germany. Very nice. So that is the thermals on this. Now, let's talk battery life. I was able to run one of the tests so far on the OLED display. Now, keep in mind, expect better battery life on the Full HD Plus. But for an OLED display to get over 11 hours, this is really good. Now, let me tell you, in real world usage, I'm able to get 8 to 10 hours on this particular model. Not a problem. In real world work day, I've used this as my daily driver quite a bit in the last 4 months, and it definitely is good. Now, we have our first super chat here from Bradley Cochran. All right, so let me put it on me for a second here. Bradley, thank you so much. I love your channel. Will you be comparing it to a Mac? Yes, I'll be comparing all the numbers. I have the MacBook Pro running the M4 Max. I have the M4. I don't have the M4 Pro, but I'll get you the numbers on that. But if you know, obviously they have very good single multi-core, the Macs, right? They're excellent in that regard. But this is a Windows laptop, and I think a lot of you are looking for Windows, and this is probably on the top of the hill for this 14-inch category here for this type of business-focused laptop. It's got to be up there. 11 hours, 8 minutes. Thank you, Bradley, for that. Very nice and generous. 11 hours, 8 minutes is very good, right? Now, I still have to do the video playback test, and I still have to do the gaming test, which is the really on full throttle, everything, you know, full blast. We'll see how that's going to go. But these are some of the numbers here that I was able to get on this, right? And I've gone through a number of updates. So some of these up here were a little bit different than the ones down here because it went through a number of updates throughout the last few months. And now it's pretty stable, I would say. Let me see if I can load in the crystal disk mark here. So let me put it back on me for a second. So let's go there, extract all. Again, it's having a little bit of an issue, so maybe I might not be able to do it on this one. We may have to wait for that one. So it could be that. I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe I did something. Let me try this. Let's just say run on that. Oh, that worked. Error. Well, it's not normal looking, but I think it might work. So let's try it. No, there's something wrong. There's something wrong. And again, this is a pre-production unit, so we might have to wait for that one. I'll give you the numbers. It's fast. I have no issues on it. Put it that way. All right. So again, we'll see that. Now, I tried the 14. So according to Jay, I tried the 14S Gen 6 AMD, but performance was trash. Then I thought about the X1 Carbon Gen 13, but I ended up ordering a Surface laptop. Oh, Lunar Lake. Speaking of which, thank you for reminding me. I have it coming either today or tomorrow. The Surface Laptop 7 with Lunar Lake. So it's a laptop for business, right? From Microsoft. So I did a video. Does anybody even care? And apparently you did, because we got a lot of views on that and a lot of comments saying you did care. So I went out and I ordered one. I didn't get one from Microsoft. So I have it coming hopefully either today or tomorrow. We will definitely put it through the paces. Might even do something live. We'll see. But we'll be able to compare that to what we saw with the Snapdragon processor on that one. We now have the Lunar Lake coming. I'm expecting really good battery life. It should be good. Now, I bought it in black. I got the 13.8 inch or whatever it is, the smaller one. I didn't get the 15 inch this time. I may still wind up doing that, but I wanted to see the smaller one, compare it to some other 14 inch laptops. We'll see. But hopefully that'll come today if UPS doesn't screw the pooch. They've been known to do that. We'll see. All right, so Dominic says it seems to be a great device, but with the high price and the new AI Max processors now coming, it doesn't have it easy. What is your opinion on this? So I had very little time so far with the higher end chips, and I think those are going to be very good, more for the professional that stuff with the AI Max and all that stuff. But with this, I think this is the top of the hill. Honestly, it's got it pretty much nails it, right? You got the processor, the performance in single and multi-core, got really great graphics here, the 890M, a pretty nice battery life, you get great display option, a premium design. I mean, I think this is great. Oh, we didn't talk about the ports here. So let's put it over here. So on the right side is a Kensington lock port. You can see it there. In fact, let me unplug this. And we can do it like this, make it a little easier for you to see. All right, there we go. So let me move this out of the way. So on the right side, Thunderbolt 4 port, and I love the fact they're split up. We'll talk about the others on the other side. And then you get a USB-A Kensington lock there. So very nice on that side. And then on this side, you get your HDMI 2.1, and you get a USB 3.2 Gen 2, 10 gigabits per second, a Thunderbolt port, Thunderbolt 4, 40 gigabits per second, by the way, full function. I think they all are full function. And then you get a headphone jack. So very good I/O on this, okay? So very good. Now and here's a close-up of the keyboard for those wondering. Great layout, great keyboard, very good here. Now, here's the thing. Let's take a look at user upgradeability. So the RAM is soldered into the motherboard. It's very fast for the AMD section here, 8533 mega transfers per second. And as I mentioned, up to 128 gigabytes. And check the link. I was shocked that you can get this with 128. Again, where we're seeing with the Lunar Lake capping out at 32, a limitation of Lunar Lake. So this is pretty good. So let's bring up the video here, and I'll skip ahead because I have here, and let me move that over there. Okay, so let's skip ahead here. So there is a service video from HP, and you can see here, and I'll leave a link when we're done to this, on how to get inside and service this laptop. And as you can see, there's a pretty nice fan in there, and you'll need your toolkit. I think a Torx screw, you'll need a spudger, and that's it. I think it's pretty simple. And they tell you exactly what you're going to need and for all the different things, but specifically to access the SSD, which is user upgradable, by the way. And let me move ahead a little bit. And you can see here, that's how you get in. And you'll be able to swap out the SSD. It's a full-size 2280, M.2 2280 NVMe SSD. So that is always welcome, obviously. And there it is, right? So, and they have here a nice, very extensive, complete video on how to get into these, to service these parts. I got to give credit to HP, and also Lenovo's been making them as well. I'm glad to see these companies are doing this. And here, I skipped ahead here. You can see removing the SSD. And again, I'll get you the reads and writes once we get that one up and running. And then, of course, we'll know what it is. But I had no issue. You will not notice any slowdowns or anything like that. So that is user serviceability, upgradeability, and it's been pretty good. All right, so let me pull this out, and there it is, and you saw that, and that's good. All right, so that's the ports. Those are the user upgradeability. Let me load in Epidemic Sound. I want to give you a sound. Now, quad speakers here, and I got to tell you, they're pretty good. We can compare it to the MacBook Pro 14 I have here, the M4. It's probably the best in the business, but you let me know. Let me go to the sound effects saved here. Let me go to liked. Here we go. I don't know. If somebody asked me to change the song, I can try a different song. We'll start with the one I always do, quite unique, but I can start doing different songs and so forth. So we'll have to see. Now, this should have, now this has I don't know if it has the Dolby Atmos built in, or probably has enhanced graphics and equalizer and stuff like that, but we'll have to see. All right. So this is the game. Let me just make sure it's off there. Okay, let me rewind that. So let's give it a listen just by itself here. We got a super chat. So before we do that, before we get to the sound, let me acknowledge JC. Thank you. I have a Southeast Asian coffee after the live stream. Oh, okay, I definitely have my coffee here, but that sounds even better. My favorite YouTuber. Thank you. Question: this or the Aura X9 15? Let me put that back on. It went away. I don't like the 2242 SSD form factor as I have plenty of 2280s. This has a 2280. I'm loving the X9, people. I don't have the 15-inch yet. Hopefully I'm getting that soon, but I don't. And Ryan, I'm not playing P. Diddy. The baby oil and all that. Anyway, that's another story. The X9 has been great, and I don't know. I have it here. We can look at it, but love it. Love it. The 14-inch with that haptic touchpad from Sensel's excellent. Would I prefer this over that? It depends. If I need more performance, this is the one to go with. I think this is a performing 14-inch laptop. The single multi-core is going to be better on this. The just overall power of this. Now, the graphics on the X9 Aura, the 140V ARC graphics are excellent. Maybe even a little bit better, but real world usage, overall package, that's going to have better battery life, the X9. This is going to be a good comparison. So I'm not going to give too much right now, but that's a tough choice. It just depends what you're looking for. The keyboard on this is fantastic. I like the keyboard on the X9. Don't get me wrong. The keyboard this one is fantastic as well. All right, but we'll get into all that. And the price on that X9 is very aggressive. So they've come in a pretty good price. This is going to be more expensive. But if you need more RAM, this can go up to 128. You can order that with. If you need higher performance, this is definitely the one to go with. If you need better battery life and efficiency, I would go with the X9. But we'll get more into that. I don't have a European launch date, but as soon as I get any information, obviously, I will let you know. All right, let's give it a sound test here. And let me put it on there. Boom. Let me bring out the sound meter here, and let's give it a listen. Okay, it's on 100%, and you let me know what you think. Okay, sounds good to me. Now, let's move this over here, and we can get a listen to the MacBook Pro as a comparison, right? So let me put it over here for a second. Let me get this set up here. All right, so let me go here. One thing I will say, you see much less smudges on this one than on this one. This really, for some reason, the MacBook Pro is a big fingerprint magnet. Smudge, especially the keyboard, gets not nice looking, put it that way. All right, let me put it on full volume here, and let's go back here. So we're going to listen to the HP first and then the MacBook, and you let me know. MacBook Pro. HP. Mac. All right, what do you think? Sound is good, not as rich as the Mac's. Mac's still better, according to. I think you're right, but this is pretty good. Quad speakers here, very nice. Really good sound on this. Still need a 10,000K graphics score, at least I think so. So definitely a 4060 for 70. Like I say, there is not much gap between your two options here. G14 better every which way than the F15, except for GPU. So I don't have that one yet. Hopefully we'll get the. Oh, I don't have that yet, so that's coming. Can't say much yet about that. Well, I better shut up. All right. Mac sounds better according to Mohammed. AI Max APU. So I have the Strix Halo coming. So what do I have? That the Flow Z13, is that what it is? The ROG. I have that coming on Thursday, tomorrow. That's coming tomorrow. I should have had it already, but there was got a delay. So that's coming. All right. So that is the sound on these. Any questions? Yeah, the Mac was richer. The X9 was a tad better, so I am interested in how the 15-inch will perform. Yeah, so the X9 is pretty good. All right, so in fact, I can bring out the X9 to see how that sounds. So let's put this over here. Maybe a quick... So this is the X9 14-inch. I love this thing. So this has to load, this has to boot up. So far, so good. Now, this is also 2.8K OLED. Also, same display type of thing. That's a good video, by the way, from Ben Sin. He did that. I'm currently signed out. Okay, hold on. I have to sign back in. Give me a second. Oh, let me see if I need, do I need to sign in? No, I don't need to. Okay, so we can go here. So this is on full volume here. Let me make sure. And let me go to saved. Okay, so you tell me which one is better. Let's put it back over here. So on the left is the HP X EliteBook G1a. On the right is the ThinkPad X9 14 Aura Edition. So let's give a listen to both. X9 Aura Edition. All right, what do you think? I think they both sound good. All right, so I like both of these. This is a little bit more fuller, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Now, one more. Let's do the Dell. So this is the Dell Pro 14 Premium. Think, yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. So let me load that one in, and we can see the difference. Again, these are competitors. So again, matte display. Oh, it's updating firmware. Maybe we're gonna have to wait for that. Of course, Dell has to do that. Thank you. All right, so that's loading a firmware update. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. So let's put that off to the side. Lenovo sounds a little better, according to William. Okay. So that Dell is loading in there. Okay. All right, let me bring out over this one. Okay, so this is updated. Let me sign in. Let me put it on me. We're going to go a little bit longer, maybe another 10 minutes or so. We'll see. And I don't want to stay too long. And I got to tell you, this matte display is really good on this Full HD Plus. This might be the one I would recommend for most people because if you want battery life, this is going to probably be much better. So there we go. All right, so adding my account in and okay, so that is good. All right, so we can do the Face ID here. Okay, so let me set that up. So let's see how that's going to look. And I like how fast these load in. It takes a image of your face, and I guess it does whatever it needs to do. And there it is. It's set up already. So there you go. Um, and now I have to put a pin in. So let me put it on me and create a pin. Got a pretty good turnout today. How do you like this time? 8 o'clock a.m. Pacific time can reach more time zones, I think. That's one of the reasons I chose this time because it sort of can hit Europe. It can hit all the different places, New York, here on the West Coast. It's a little early, but, it's kind of a balancing act, trying to get the right time and so forth. All right. How to know you're coming live? Is there a notification? Yeah, but YouTube is broken. You hit the notification bell, and you're supposed to check all the boxes there that allows you to get notified. It doesn't work. I'll be honest with you. It's hit or miss. So the best way to do it is check my channel. Now I'm doing these 12 hours in advance where I'm letting you know I'm going live. So that is probably the best way. And then I'll start being more proactive. If you follow me on X, I will post there the day before. I'll start doing that so you can know to be aware it's coming. But unfortunately, there's no perfect time and there's no perfect system here. YouTube notification system it's a mess, basically. So that is unfortunately the case, and it hasn't gotten better. I was hoping it would get better, but seems it's gotten worse. In fact, I have channels I'm subscribed to that somehow I'm unsubscribed to. I never unsubscribed, so I don't even know what the hell is going on. That's really why it's important to make sure you are subscribed to my channel. Make sure that notification bell is hit with the off chance, the slim chance that they will improve it. Again, like I said earlier, if you're joining us late, I'm trying to get to 200,000 subscribers. I'm at 186 plus right now. I'd like to get to 200 very soon. So do me a favor. If you watch my channel, you like the content, why not hit that subscribe button? It doesn't cost anything. And it certainly helps support the channel, helps grow the channel. And what does that mean? Like I said earlier, I can get more brand deals. In other words, I can do more content for you. I can get products that I wouldn't have otherwise gotten access to. So again, it just is a better overall system for the channel, and it'll definitely be better for you because you'll get more content from me. If you like my content, if you don't, that's a different story. You don't have to do anything, but I would appreciate it. It does help me out. Links for everything in today is in the description below, and that is an affiliate link. Obviously, I get a small commission. That's another way you can help support the channel. So if you're interested in these devices, I understand for the average consumer, it's expensive. But if you need a laptop that can go up to 128 gigabytes, it's 14 inches, gives you an OLED display option that comes with this great processor. There's not that many out there that is going to compete with this. I'll be honest with you. It's that good. Now, here's the difference in displays. And you can see a good example here. So on the left is a matte display. On the right is the OLED, right? So full HD plus OLED, stuff like that. This is looking pretty good. This is looking pretty good. Now, this is non-touch. This is touch. Oh, you know what I want to do? But once we finish looking at this, I want to get a measurement of the weight. In fact, we could probably do that now, but you can see the difference between the two. On the left this time, I've switched them up. On the left is the retail unit with the full HD, and this, of course, is the OLED 2.8K. So those are the difference between the two. You can see them there a little bit. There you go. You can get a good look at them. Now, this does look like a different shade for sure. All right. So let's get a measurement of the weight. So this is the retail unit. So let's put that over here. Let's bring out the little scale, right? And let me turn that on. And let's put it in kilograms here. Okay. So this is with just the unit alone. So this is the retail unit, full HD plus, 1.484 kilograms. So somebody mark that down so I don't forget. 1.484 kilograms, and that is 3 pounds, 4.4 ounces. And let's take a look at the full HD, the OLED rather. This one is with a touch layer as well. So 1.513, so a little bit heavier on the OLED, right? And that makes sense, but not much heavier. And 3.55 or 3.54, 3 pounds, 5.4 ounces. So, yeah, Ryan, I'm from New York. That's why you thought I have a East Coast accent. And again, this one, a little bit lighter, 3 pounds, 4.3 ounces, and in kilograms, 1.484. So a little bit lighter on the full HD matte display. Okay, so that is the weight and the difference between the two. Physically, I guess they're identical. Very good build quality. These are excellent. Now, I have a super chat here from AI or Al or AI. I don't know. But whatever it is, I appreciate it. Trying here. Can you please check if the VIR display in Windows Advanced Display settings? So let's see. This one is the full HD. Oh, let me check here also. I want to see the refresh rate. I have a feeling it's 60 hertz, but I could be wrong. I don't know. This one's 120. And hold on, I have to log in. Okay, so on the right, and you can, let me probably put it on here. So on the right is the full HD. This one's 120. So let's see if there's a variable refresh rate. I don't know. Let's go to advanced. So right now it's on 120 and it's 48. I don't see an option here that does a dynamic switching or variable. I think you can go either 48 or 120, but again, I don't know if it's a setting or something that I'm missing. Somebody let me know. And let me, hold on a second. I got to unlink this. Hold on. It's this OneDrive again. I hate this crap. Let me unlink this PC. Yes. Okay. There we go. All right. So let me put it back over here. So the display settings on this one. This one is a full HD plus 1920 by 1200. And if I go to the advanced display, this one is 60 hertz. So this is a 60 hertz. This one does have dynamic. Well, there's an option there. It's just grayed out. So it isn't supported on this one. Let me go back over here. Again, keep in mind, this one is a pre-production unit. So that might be one of the reasons. I'm going to reach out to HP regarding this. Oh, it does have it. I'm sorry. It does have it here. So let me put this back over here. In fact, let me load it in so you can actually see the screen here. It's important. Or you can just see it here. So you can see here, there is dynamic refresh rate. And if I check that, you now have, it'll switch between 120 and that the dynamic refresh rate is enabled there. You can see it there. So right there. So it does have dynamic refresh rate. So variable refresh rate, I guess, is the same thing. So let me know if I'm mistaken, but yes, you do have it on that. Can you put it on? So this is grayed out. So the dynamic refresh rate is grayed out on the full HD. So again, but there's no, you only have 60 or 40. You're really not going to want to switch, and it's grayed out. So it's not allowing you to do that. So it's grayed out over there. So overall, if you need the dynamic refresh rate on that one, that'll be good. You want better battery life, go with the Full HD Plus. And I got to tell you, this is a really nice display. It's really nice. Okay, so that Dell is still updating there. That is good for battery a lot. Yeah, I have the option on or off. It's VRR. Oh, yeah. So add laser, you're talking about the OLED, right? I don't see it as an option, obviously, on the Full HD Plus. That's a 60 hertz display. This one has a variable, unless somewhere you can enable that. I don't know how. To the between the 48 and the 60. And this one, of course, you can go, it'll switch between the different refresh rates automatically as needed. All right. On my Redmi book, I can have 165 or dynamic 48 to 120. So this is 48 to 120, right, on this one. So Richie's using the dynamic. Okay, very good. Where are we? Oh, we're at almost an hour. I think we're going to wrap things up in just a moment here. But again, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Let's see where we are in terms of that is concerned. So right now we're getting close to the 186. We're at almost 186,000 subscribers. Do me a favor. I want to get to that 200. It's my mission. I want to get there. All right. So we're going to wrap it up here. I want to thank the moderators for doing such a great job. Excellent once again. Thank you, everybody who contributed through the super chats today. And again, anybody who subscribed today. In general, just for watching the content, I am much appreciative. And I'll see everybody very soon. Again, I have the Microsoft Surface for Business laptop coming with the Lunar Lake, hopefully today or tomorrow. So stay tuned. We'll have some more on that. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel. And I will see you in the next video. So take care, everybody. Have a great rest of your week.